going on? My name is Chris Alquez. Is your best life defined? Ooh, talking about the week from hell. Yeah, we had sub-zero temperatures, water froze, truck wouldn't start. Guess what? It happens to everybody. I don't have a perfect life. My life isn't any different than yours, except for the things I get to do every day because of the struggle I face. That's what's ironic, I guess. That's the funny part about social media. And maybe I can just say this. That's what irritates me about social media is that we only show the good sides. We don't tend to show that side of our lives that actually matters, right? It's a side of our life that everyone is experiencing, right? We all have our issues with whatever it is we do, finances and the things we go through in our relationship. And then things go wrong. We make bad choices, or life hands us some pile of crap we don't need and don't want, but it just shows up, right? It happens to everyone. I think amid the COVID-19 crisis and all this stuff we've been done, I think the fact that we are not being truly honest about how our life goes is actually creating even a bigger void or a bigger sense of isolation within our lives, right? It's like, well, damn, I'm the only one that sucks at doing podcasts. And I look at that. I mean, I use that as an example because that's one of the realities I face every day. I sit down here and I decide to engage the world with my ideas and my opinions about whatever I choose, right? But it sucks. It sucks. And if I've given you the impression that I wake up every day and every day's on top of the world, and my life is like going to the carnival and circus and every bit of it is amazing, sorry about that. That's not true. Because no matter what we do in life, here's the burden that we have. Think about the cycle of your life. Think about how it progressed for you to be where you were to where you are now, say 5 years ago. There is nothing more exciting than getting something new, like the big house. Or the car, right? The car is a great example of an opportunity for you to actually embrace what you work so hard for, right? But that moment in the sun, that light shining down on you as you feel so good about that decision or that choice, it fades rather quickly. And that I call that the expiration date of dreams, or the expiration date of happiness, right? Because happiness does have an expiration date, and it depends on how close your choice is to where you are, will determine how long that happiness lasts, or that not even that happiness, that sense of contentment that continues to bring you back to that same thing, right? This whole story is about living your best life. But what the hell does that mean? What that means is that's the ability for you to overcome hurdles with the goal of spending as much time as possible, having as much fun as possible, doing what you do every day. Your best life. That's about the decision. You have a choice. Let's see, go fishing or pull weeds. That's the choice. And those type of choices are where we can make the crappy side of life so much better. Think about it. We're dealing with COVID-19, and right now everyone is crying the blues about how it's messed up their life and their social, and we don't have sporting events, and there's just so many things about this whole situation that sucks. And I'm not disputing that. But it happens to everyone. You're not alone in this. And in case you haven't noticed, there are people who are thriving in this environment. There are people who were sitting at the bottom of their pit in the deep, dark hole as this COVID thing started to evolve. And guess where they're at now? They're sitting on top of their mountain. They're going, wow, I'm really glad that we sat back and we said, what can we do to adjust to this new environment? See, crap happens to everyone. And while we're showing these pictures of our amazing, these little blurbs, these little snippets of our life, and we're wanting to present to the world how great our life is, my life isn't any greater than your life most of the time. The only difference between our lives is that I wake up every day, and because my agenda is built towards me doing things that inspire me and energize me, I have a reason to push through those struggles. The things that show up on my door, the things I hate about my life, I have a good reason to go ahead and say, yeah, this sucks, but I'm going to grind through it. That's what living your best life is about. And even more than that, it's about moving forward on a continual basis. It's about taking some aspect of your life to the next level, learning something you don't know, experiencing something you've never experienced, setting yourself up for success with a goal that you've never achieved. And as far as the setbacks go, the problem you have is that what starts out as amazing and new and interesting becomes mundane and repetitive very quickly. That's why I don't believe there's any such thing as do what you love, right? And you'll never work a day in your life. I don't know. I love the idea, the concept of helping people. I love the idea of sharing information with someone and having them say, you know what, I think you're right. I think it changed my life. I'm going to try that and have it to actually work. But I fail every day. That's the ticket. And that same failure, that same lack of a success, that same struggle, it happens to everyone. We all face that. So what's the ticket for living your best life? How do some people manage to wake up every day and be energized and continue to achieve things they haven't done and continue to grow in all aspects of their life, right? Broaden their horizons, make their map bigger because they're learning new things and they're trying new things. What's the difference? People who achieve immense success simply do so because they don't let those hurdles, those unexpected, stop them. They don't get kicked in the balls and then say, oh, okay, I quit. That hurt. Ouch. And they look at their life realistically. I don't know if you've noticed, but my social media feed is about the podcast. You know why? Because the podcast is the foundation of my life right now. It is the launch pad for the rest of my life. And what does that other stuff matter? The last thing I want to do is give you some idea that my life is perfect like I have been. Granted, we have a lot of fun and we have a lot of experiences. But the point is, I woke up to frozen water lines. There are days I wake up and I think to myself, why do I even do it? I don't want to do this anymore. It's that struggle that we have to learn to overcome, and that happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. I don't care who you are. I mean, I love referring to Oprah Winfrey because she's just the pinnacle of amazing. She is just I don't know. I think of the example of a quality person who understands the concepts of pushing past the hurdles, pushing past the barriers, and not painting some unrealistic picture that you fall into. That's her, right? It's business. It's about handling business. This is what we're going to do now, and this is the direction we're taking it, owning it, and going for it. That makes sense? You're going to have setbacks in your life, and it's not easy. What's ironic for me is that I wake up every day, and I keep saying this, I wake up every day and I'm struggling for this. I'm struggling to get that book done, and you have no idea on the backside of this how much work it really is. But I continue to push through it, and I continue to go in that direction because that's how you get it done. That's how you get it done. Those moments of self-doubt, those moments when I think to myself, who am I to be giving you advice? I simply don't allow it to do any more than that. It's a thought that fades because I have too many other things to do. Because in spite of how I feel about it, in spite of what I think is going to happen, in spite of my self-doubts, guess what I do? I overcome it. I face it. Where are you at in your life? Where are you at in any aspect of your life that you would truly like to change but just can't seem to muster the energy to do it? It comes down to taking action. It comes down to not allowing life to hand you a pile of crap that takes you off your path. So what? You get knocked down, get back up. So what? This happens, okay, or we can cry about it. We can sit in our mud puddle and go, oh, woe is me, my life sucks. Or you can do what successful people do. You can do what you would do if you're going after your best life. This is where I am. This is where I want to be. And the caveat is, it's by eliminating the things you have to do, the things you hate, that you're able to do the things you love. It's just a switch out. Will you wake up frustrated? Yeah. Will you wake up depressed? Will you wake up filled with doubt? Sure. But you'll face that struggle, and it's only in the destination that you can see the true reality of what I'm talking about in living your best life. The reality is somewhere down the road, someone's going to say, hey, Chris, I like what you're doing. Hey, maybe I can help you out. Maybe I can open up that market for you. And we could do something. We could collaborate and have this thing blow up. I don't know if a book about RV safety and how to live on the road is going to sell, but I will never know that unless I finish the book, right? I won't know if a book about this podcast, about this adventure, about who I am and about what the things I've done in my life are going to sell. But in order for me to know that, I have to write that book. And I guarantee more times than not, it's going to suck. It's hard. It's difficult. I hate it sometimes. Sometimes when I sit down, and right now I'm committed to the podcast and the book. I am not doing any more short videos. I'm not learning any more skills like that until that book is done. Why? Because otherwise it will never be done, because the things that I had been doing, the videos, they're a hell of a lot easier to do. They're a lot more fun than sitting down fixing sentences, than sitting down editing, than sitting down inserting hyperlinks, than sitting down creating table of contents, headings, right? And just like me, it happens. You're going to fall off. You're going to say this sucks. And what do? If you've picked it, if you pick something good enough, if you have something that will put fuel in your tank, that's when you use it. That's when you do it. That's when you go after it. That's when you dig down even deeper than you have before, and you go after those things that you've committed yourself to doing. And it doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter whether you're enjoying yourself. I mean, if you can imagine this, 6 months in on Miramar Beach in Destin, Florida, by the time I get to the 6th month, I'm ready to go. Well, how can that be? I'm in paradise. Yes, I was in paradise. We were in paradise. But the truth is, the struggle, the thing that we want the most today quickly falls to the wayside because of new distractions. Now, this is where that whole distraction thing, I'm going to talk about this more, because distractions are the biggest reason you can't get anything done, right? When things get tough for me, you know what I want to do? I want to go mess around with videos. I'll go do a walk and talk, or I go play my guitar when I'm struggling and I'm trying to not do that thing that sucks so bad. That's when I jump off, I go do something else, but that's not how things get done. Being able to identify that behavior, that is that distraction, taking that distraction so you don't have to take action and work, is key to achieving success. And what's funny is anything can become a distraction, right? I love talking to my wife. I love watching TV. I love watching sitcoms with her. It's just fun, and I enjoy it, right? And I could use the excuse, this is justification for why I'm not writing on my book, but guess what? It's not. Guess what? It's not. And that's the ticket right there. But the lull, the downside to the life you're not showing on social media, that happens to everyone. No one has this perfect life. You're not always on the top of your mountain. Otherwise, why would you try and find a new mountain? You fall off every once in a while. You got to climb back up. And on your way back up, you learn new things, and you learn more endurance, and you have sustainability, and you're committed, and your tenacity and your level of determination grows, right? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I don't know. I'll tell you what, I think that in the end, I continue to grow. I'm not going to stop. My life isn't perfect. I know your life isn't perfect, and all I'm trying to do is show up every day and give you an idea on how you can make what you have even better. I hope you'll follow my lead. Thanks for doing what you do. Let's not forget the kindness. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.